as part of our mission to streamline the office operations and efficiency and providing a better patient experience, we want to give dental office managers the ability to enjoy our products and services for 60 days complimentary.
Hey guys, this is Kyle, your admin, and we are here with Jeff from RevenueWell. Joining us today, just give us a little bit more insight on RevenueWell and what they do for practices and for helping office managers alleviate their everyday stress. So Jeff, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we're glad to have you on.
Yeah, well, thank you for having us. Yeah, excited to be on. It's been an amazing community to be a part of, so excited for the opportunity to talk to everybody.
Remember when we first met, right? And you were telling me how you joined the community like many years ago. And then you were telling me like, hey, look, like you kind of learned a lot, right? You know, this group was started for just sharing information amongst office managers, want to learn more about dental, right? And so that story that you kind of shared with me was like amazing. Really made me feel like we had like a personal connection at that point. And so that's kind of why I decided to kind of like link up with you right now and do this webinar. Kind of introduce you to the group and just kind of see like what we can learn more about each other. Just kind of give us a little bit of a background on you.
Yeah, of course. So I was new to dental about 8 years ago, and I started off as an account executive here at RevenueWell. So I was that pesky little sales guy calling managers, hoping to connect, right? And I quickly realized that dental is very unique. It's a very unique community. It's all relationship driven, and I really had a hard time connecting with buyers because I kept seeing them as buyers. And I think what I really needed to start doing was focusing on who you are at the practice and what challenges and pain that you all experience. So I joined the dental office manager group to kind of gain insight in terms of, you know, what are the conversations that are taking place, and like what should I know about the everyday office manager that's navigating the ever-changing landscape of dentistry and helping their practices be more successful and providing a better patient experience. And was really thrilled to be a part of that. So I was in sales for quite some time here at RevenueWell. Then I can transition into partner sales, where I really just manage strategic partnerships. And now I'm a director of business development here at RevenueWell.
Kind of like we met at the meeting, right? At the Chicago Midwinter meeting. We had a really good discussion, and it was really fun, like hanging out at the booth. You guys had some really cool like swag. Jasmine and I like threw on the sunglasses. We took a couple pictures with you guys. That was like, you know, it was just fun, you know, and that's kind of like why we go to these meetings, to kind of network and meet people and really see like what deals and special connections we can make with companies that help make the lives of office managers better, right? Like that's kind of what this is all about. And so we look more at like, hey, like this is a service or this is a product, but like we also look at saying like, hey, how can office managers kind of use this and make their lives easier, right? That's like our ultimate goal, because me being an office manager, I wear a lot of hats, and you know, it's like a lot of the different tasks take up a lot of time. What does RevenueWell do that other softwares that are out there either don't do or don't do as well as RevenueWell?
Yeah, that's a great question, especially in today's competitive landscape. I mean, you guys, the dental community has a lot more options now than even when I first started at RevenueWell 8 years ago. In a lot of ways, we can be seen as the same, but there's a lot of things that make us very unique in the marketplace and who we service. At our core, we're dental specific. So, you know, from digital marketing to, and we like to think of it as web to waiting room, right? How do we attract the right patient? How do we get them in the chair prepared so that you can feel not as stressed when it comes to managing all the different patients that are coming in and out the door and everything that comes along with managing patients? So looking at kind of core functionality, you know, a lot of places will say that they're all in one, right? And that's who we are at the end of the day, is having that all-in-one partner for the practice to be able to, you know, attract the right patient through our digital marketing services. But looking at RevenueWell, our marketing platform and our forms product, that is where we really shine. That is That is how we entered the market, and that is how we helped evolve the market to what it is today in terms of our competitive landscape. So some of the features and benefits, obviously it's going to vary from practice to practice based on we need more production or we need more tools to make us more efficient. So we're not even thinking about adding new patients. We have a variety of different tools that help with that. So some of the few that I personally love, regardless of what situation you're in, custom campaigns and our campaigns overall. And I'll explain a little bit if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. Tell us more.
I like to think of our automatic communications outside of confirmations, recalls, and texting. I mean, everybody has that today. I really like to position RevenueWell in a way that really follows and understands where patients are within their journey, within the practice, so that we can send the right message to the right patient at the right time. Ensuring that every patient that's scheduled is showing up, and every patient that is unscheduled for something, we're communicating with them throughout the way. Now, earlier I had mentioned that we're dental specific. Well, how do we incorporate that into the product? Well, we've incorporated this product in many different ways. One of the ways being is that we automatically follow up on unscheduled treatment plans by educating patients on what was discussed during that last visit and helping them and providing them with more resources so that they can make a more informed choice about their health. And after completed that, we'll actually send them out the post-op instructions, helping guide the patient to ensure that the treatment that's just been completed doesn't go off track, right?
Yeah.
Without a straw, don't smoke cigarettes, don't have fun, whatever it could be.
Yeah.
That was
Jeff, let me chime in, right? So
please.
That right there, what you said kind of resonates with me as an ops manager, right? Because I run a perio practice, okay? And we do surgical treatments, we do extractions, we do implants. And so one of the challenges that we have found is that even right after treatment has been performed and we say, hey, look, these are your post-op instructions, and we give it to them on paper, right? And they have it right in front of them. It's interesting that they still call and ask questions that they actually have answers to right in front of them. How did they lose the paper? Maybe, right? Maybe they lost it. Maybe they don't want to say they lost it, but they call and they say, hey, look, what can I eat? What can I not eat? And what's interesting further is that during the case presentation, right? And so, I go over insurance, I go over financials with the patient, and I even get into post-op instructions with the patient and expectations, right? You're going to need to do this on a Thursday. You're going to have to take off, maybe Friday, chill out over the weekend. And then I get into those details with them. And even still, right after the treatment is performed, they're still calling and asking, even though we've had the dental assistant explain it to them. I've explained it to them. The doctor explained it to them on the initial consult just to kind of go over treatment. So I can see the value of that alone in helping practices alleviate stress, time, devoting time to something that you can be devoting your time, somewhere else that is important in the practice. So that sounds to me like that's an amazing feature that you guys offer. Tell me a little bit more. I could see the value in this. So, I'm sure our members probably feel the same way at this point, but tell us a little bit more.
One thing I really like to lean into when I'm having conversations with office managers, and one of the common themes is that we treat our patients like friend and family, right? That's our mission, is to better serve our community and improve the health within the community. You start to wonder, well, how do you actually incorporate that after they left the office? Right? I mean, you've done such a great job building a practice that's not out of the box. So why should any patient communication tool be? So what's really nice about our platform is you can leverage the automation however you want, just by understanding it. So as an example, some of those post-op instructions, maybe that's your first thing that goes out. Well, you have up to 2 additional outreaches that you can leverage. What does it look like when you send out a personalized message from the doctor as that second attempt to say, hey, I'm just checking in with you. I know we went through a recently completed procedure with us. I just want to see, how's everything going? Are you experiencing any pain or discomfort? And you're giving them a call to action to actually communicate back to the practice with. You're keeping that door open. So if something does come up, if dry socket all of a sudden appears because they drank the straw, let's take care of you. So the customization part is really important because you want to you said it perfectly, set the expectation, but build on that relationship that you've built and that you've spent so much time building into your communications, right? If I'm following up with my unscheduled treatment plan, and it sounds like, hey, I'm calling. I just want to catch in with you. You have any questions on what was discussed? And then you get a text message a day later that says, please call us about your unscheduled treatment plan today, ASAP. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a change in the tone, right?
Yeah. That's one of the biggest challenges that I face as an office manager is like, hey, look, I can sit them down. I can go over the insurance. I can go over the copays, right? And I could try my best to really say, hey, look, this is the treatment you need. Let's get you scheduled, put down a deposit, right? But you always have a few patients that they either don't have the finances or they don't want to make an impulse decision, which is kind of odd to me because it's their health, right? But that's the reality of what we're dealing with in the practice as an office manager. Texting is something that we don't do in the practice. Emails can go to spam. Emails are kind of like easy to swipe through. Yeah, the power of like texting and saying, hey, look, why don't you reach out to us? You have some treatment. Cool.
I'm actually glad you brought that up, Kyle, because when you think about multiple channels that patients can find you and want to communicate you with, you need to prove the effectiveness of this communication. So you, again, kind of going into that out-of-the-box mentality, we implemented this solution. We spent time training on it, we, installing it, teaching our staff, going through the growing pains of making the switch. And then all of a sudden, you're still not getting the confirmation rate that you were hoping to achieve by switching systems. And sometimes it's as simple as changing, hey, Kyle, we're calling to please reply C to confirm your appointment on this date and time. Because now text messages are almost becoming the new email.
Yeah.
I'll get back to that. So you need to stand out when you're getting that communication that you're sending it out. And that's why the personalization really stands out. And also setting the expectation in the office says, hey, we're going to be sending you out a message about your upcoming appointment, or we're going to be sending you new patient forms via email. You should receive in 15 minutes. It's automation that you can trust and that you can incorporate, because I personally believe that you need to turn expectations into conversations, and however those conversations flow out, whether they're in the office or out of the office, they all need to tie back to you and what's important to them.
I love it, and I'm sure our community members will love the features that you guys are offering. So Jeff, when we went out to the Chicago Midwinter meeting, Jasmine and I met you out there. We met your team. We met RevenueWell. We said, hey, look, we really want to bring back a special deal to the members of the community, and just give us a little bit more info on when the promo is going to be running. And so you guys are going to run a promotion.
Great question. Yep. As part of our mission to, streamline the office operations and efficiency and providing a better patient experience, we want to give dental office managers the ability to enjoy our products and services for 60 days complimentary.
And what we're going to do for you guys is we're actually going to take the link and we're going to put it in this video in the comments, and all of our members will be able to access that special offer. So we really appreciate what you guys are doing for the community. I like the product. I like the service. I like you. I think we could have a long-term relationship here with members of our community.
Likewise, Kyle. I appreciate the community allowing me to just listen in half the time. So if you guys have any questions, we're here for you, and you're the reason why we exist. So thank you.
Cool, Jeff. Thank you so much for taking the time out today. Really appreciate it. Again, we're happy to work with you guys, and we're looking forward to a long-term relationship.
Yeah, likewise, Kyle.